minutes between us and the end of the party. So if you can give me 5 more minutes, this is a great way to qualify so that you do your at least 5 or 10 minutes. This is going to take 5 or 10 minutes, so you tell people I saved my best for last. So before I do it, I want to just tell you this. Remember we talked about the $119 rock crack, the $139 rock crack. There are people that will buy the kits if you give them enough permission and an easy way to do it. And it's up to us then to get them on board and get them selling. Not everybody will. And this is something that might be a little shocking. I mean, I can get them the kit, I'll get it in their hands. I almost always get them to at least do a catalog party, at least to try it, okay? It's our job to get them to sell after they get the kit. It's not our job to sit and say, well, she's gonna be a kidnapper. I know she just wants the kit. I mean, I'm not a mind reader, you're not a mind reader, nobody can tell the future. There are a lot, how many in the room were just gonna be a kidnapper? Let's just go by that. Who was just gonna get the kit and fly? Okay, a couple of people, okay? Well, look where they are today, okay? So we can't risk losing somebody, because you know what? If they just want the kit, somebody's gonna sign them. If you don't do it, somebody else will sign them, okay? If they're that bent on it, so sign them and see what you can do with them. But anyway, so I wanna offer the business to everybody, okay? So at the end of the party, I'm gonna say, so I saved the best for last. So what I'd love you to do is look on page 63. So let's take a look at the 3 starter kits that the company offers. And ladies, I have to tell you that if you're the bargain shopper, these are the best deals in the catalog. These products are at 70% discount on average, right? If you wanted the rock crack, I just beg you to look at kit number 2 and number 3. What's in that kit? Oh my gosh, the rock crack. And let's review, how much does the rock crack cost? $119. So for $40 more, you're gonna get $650 worth of tools. And then the next thing I say, and these are designed for people who want to give Pampered Chef a try. Okay, we put together our best-selling products. The company's not crazy. Look what they put in there, the manual food processor. Who wanted that manual food processor? Who wanted the rock crack? Blah, blah, blah. So look, if you were thinking about having a party anyway, if you were gonna be one of those people that wants to have a booking, I just beg you to go ahead and get the kit tonight, and we can have that be your try me party. And if you love it, which I think you will, we're gonna be friends forever. If you don't love it, then you know what, the kit is yours to keep. We can say that you tried it, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. People do this every day, friends. How many of you have a friend who sells Mary Kay or Avon, and they're just kind of doing it to get their products at discount and turn in catalogs party every once in a while? That's what other direct sales companies are looking and focusing on, that user consultant, that person that wants the discount, that will sell for us occasionally. That's how they're getting the big numbers in. So I have to appeal to those people too. I mean, there's gonna be people that want a career, but there's more people that want the good deal and that will do it at their own pace. And if you do a launch party for them, they can help decide. Do you see what I'm saying? Almost all of these people will do a launch party. So I just beg you to look at the kit. And if that's something that you think, you know what, I do want everything, well then you'd be just like me. I wanted everything in 1997. So on your order form, you just go ahead and write down which kit do you want, 109, 159, 249. And we'll get your kit ordered tonight. We can get on the computer tonight. And then tomorrow, I'll get with you and we'll set your launch party. And I usually will set the launch party at the party if I have enough close booking. And you know what? I promise you, it's gonna be so fun. I really promise you it's gonna be so fun. So when we check out, I'm gonna ask all of you, so what do you think? Which kit would you like to get? All right, so when you ask at checkout, what do you think was one of the kits that you were interested in? Chances are that a lot of them are gonna say, oh no, it's not for me, I can't. They'll give you a good reason. Guess what? That's fine. But then I'm gonna ask them for a booking. And the law of reciprocity will come into play, because they can't say yes to the first thing. They go, oh, I just don't know, I can't do it. If you ask them for a booking, that people wanna say yes to you. They just couldn't say yes to the first thing. Chances are they'll say yes to the second or the third thing you ask them. So if you ask them to become a consultant on your team, you'll be surprised. Some of them will say, well, yeah, maybe I should. And if they don't, you've hit them with the next question, they'll probably say yes to the next, second or third. Y'all do that? You see what I'm saying? It works like a charm. Another thing that you can do is build into your checkout is having a list of call me back in 2 months. And I got this from an insurance friend of mine. And when she talks to somebody about switching insurance, in the insurance industry, they cannot call a customer back unless they've had permission. It's a, I don't know, must be something that maybe it's just unwritten rule. So you have a notebook or you have a clipboard, and if they say no to everything, you whip out your call me in 2 months board out, and you say, so would it be okay if I followed up with you in 2 months to see if anything's changed? You can't believe it. Everybody says yes. So now you've got, when you need to make customer care calls or you need to look for bookings, you've got people that have told you, call me back, and that's exactly what you lead with. Hey, when I met you at Mary's party 2 months ago, I promised I'd check back with you in 2 months. So I'm calling you back. Okay? So that might be something you could incorporate into your business that's a little bit different than what you might have done. You have to tell about the business with, I told you, a crutch, so let's talk about a few crutches. Years ago, I made up those booking and recruiting stickers. The company still has them. I think they're a little out of date, so you might have to tweak them. But I started that in 2005, because people were playing the question game. A lot of people wouldn't ask me a question, or they'd be dumb, like I'm going, oh my God, I don't want to answer that question. So I put like these stickers on all their catalogs, and all I did is give them a card or a ticket if they would just read the sticker. You know, did you know that consultants this year can earn a trip to Puerto Rico or to Florida? And they'd read that out loud, and I usually would say, now read it with, like you're an actress. Come on, read it with loud. And they would. It would be like, okay. And then I would follow up with some comment. That's one way. Another way would be to use a Y bag. I used a Y bag for years. And you've heard about that, put all kinds of stuff in. I used a recruiting binder, a booklet, pictures of me. Well, good God, when the natural sparkle starts to fade, the last thing I want to do is like pass around pictures of me, like, you know, like when you got these cutesy little kids, but here's my husband with wearing no underwear on the couch and, you know, watching TV. He wears sweatpants with no underwear. I don't know. I won't even tell you all the reasons why, but anyway. Please book a party so I can get out of that house. All right. So anyway, have something to talk about at every party, okay? So then you want to be able to give them something. So, okay, I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't give out any recruiting info at the party anymore. I don't need to, but you do. You need to have something. But what you don't want to do is just say, hey, would you look at this info and take it home and I'll call you tomorrow. That's what I was taught to do. And what doesn't work about that is that they take it, but then overnight, they've gone into the witness protection plan. You cannot find them, they don't answer, they've forgotten all about you. So how many of you know that there's two types of personalities in the world? There's A's and there's B's, okay? A's are the ones that are gonna make a decision that night. Would you rather have an A personality on your team to get started? Yeah. I mean, I'm an A, my husband is a B. He's had he has shoe rotation systems, he has brown shoes and black shoes. And he had to wear the brown shoes one day and the black shoes the next day. Now, if he chose pants that didn't match the brown shoes, it didn't matter, it was brown shoe day. So, he's gotten better, but anyway, we could talk forever about him. And this was my second husband. I did it once wrong, and look at what I got. When you see him on a trip, though, you just smile and go, hi. Okay? But now you have this vision of him in your head. And all my customers get this vision, too. So if I ever have a customer appreciation event, all they want to do is see Jim. They don't care about anything. They just want to see this human that is. But I'll tell you, this is what brands me and makes me different than other consultants. Do you think that my customers are going to go home and forget my party? No. Never. No. They never will forget it. So anyway, find a way to talk about the business, and we're actually going to make a recruiting bag at the very end of this. I'm going to show you what I give to people. Now, how many of you give away some kind of little piddly-poo prize at your parties? Okay, what do you give away? Piddly-poo. What do you give? Recipe cards or season's best. How many of you give recruiting information every single time you give out a prize? You better give out recruiting. Why am I going to give them a $2 cookbook if I don't stuff it full of stuff that they need to look at? So what we're going to make is a little bundle. You use it for your prizes and you use it for recruiting. Okay, so what the great thing is, so we draw the little prize, oh my gosh, here you won it, here, and blah, blah. But friends, if you're like me and you couldn't win a drawing if you were the only ticket in that bucket like me, I don't win anything. I have a chance for all of you to get the same prize that Taryn got. And when you come up to check out, I'm going to be glad to give you one too. You know, I'm sorry, Taryn, you won it, but it really didn't mean anything because everybody else could get one. So we're going to show you what that looks like. So when people come up to check out, remember, what are you going to ask them first? Is there anything about buying one of those kits that sounds good? I'd love to have you on my team. You so should do this, Jean. You so should do this. It would be so fun. We could be friends. You could come to my house. That might scare people away. But you're going to, so type A people, I meant to finish this. Type A people will make a decision that night. If you give type A people too long, they forget all about you. They've gone home and they're on to something else. And I don't know about you, but how many of you have seen somebody signing up to sell something else, you know, that you talked to them about? And the problem is that we planted all the seeds, we laid the groundwork, they got the idea, but we didn't bring them in. And the next opportunity that came, it all came back to them. All your work came to fruition, and they signed with another company. So you're going to test the water to see if they'll sign up that night. You're going to see. If they're a type A, they will. If they're a type B, then you're going to do the traditional thing that you've been taught all along. Here's some information. I've got this gift for you. Please go home and take a peek at it. I'd love to call you back tomorrow. Would that work for you? Blah, blah. Do the traditional thing that you've done all along. Okay? But you're going to learn that you will bring in people right away. And there's no, and plus your time is valuable. I don't want to take you to lunch tomorrow. Just sign up and let's, you know. I do. I want to take them to lunch, but let's be a consultant, because then they leave the party an excited consultant versus a questioning customer who maybe thinks about it. Does that make sense? All right, so let me show you how we're going to do these recruiting packets. But if you need a crutch to see if you can get people to sign at the party, I used to offer $10 off their order, not off the kit, but just a gift of $10 off their order. Because what this does is solve the problem of people buying kits and kind of gypping the host, you know what I mean? I don't want them to do that. I want them to order, so I always tell them, and there's definitely products in the kit that don't come that you're going to want as a new consultant, and then I'll rattle off a couple of them, and they all will buy and get the kit. So on your table, there is a bag there, so, oops, sorry guys. If you could open that bag up, and in the bag, there is a recruiting brochure, which is the company's piece. Then there's going to be an 8x11 sheet that's my piece. And then there's going to be a bag. So everybody needs one of three things. And then I need some runners. Could someone come help me with this? You're going to come and get these $100,000 candy bars. You're not going to eat them yet. Or a payday. So we need 8 of those on each table, okay? All right. So we're gonna have to fold the 8x11 in half. So go ahead and do that. You're gonna have to fold the Life Tastes Great brochure in half. Do it, Jeannie. Do it with the words facing out, like that. Words facing out. Okay, that's right. And then take your Life Tastes Great, fold that in half, and put those in the small bag. Yeah, just enough for each table. Every table needs one for each person. 8 candy bars. No, just one or the other. One or the other. And then any extras, please pass to the front. I will be eating those.
Oh, we only need one or the other.
Only kidding. Okay, what table needs candy bars? Raise your hand if you need candy bars. Okay. The back end dwellers back there all need candy bars. Back end dwellers. Okay. So if you can open up your bag then and throw the 3 pieces in there. So you're just going to open it up and put in your candy bar. And then how many of you brought your Season's Best? Who remember to bring a Season's Best? That goes in there too.
It's back at the...
Tell me again. All right. So someone asked where you get the bags. These are come from my girlfriend's house. And that's the name of the company, my girlfriend's house. The bags are coming from my girlfriend's house. You'll have to measure them. I believe that's a 5x8 or a 6x9. I think 6x9. And you want the self-sealing ones too. You don't want to fiddle around. And I make these up like in increments of 20 and 30. And what's the cheapest Season's Best you can buy? A past season, right? I like it facing with, my Season's Best is facing because that's the gift. And my Q&A that says the deal of the day shows, and the candy bar's got to show. Because one of my advanced directors always tells the story, the only reason she took the packet was because there was a $100,000 bar. She didn't want anything to do with it, but there was candy in there. You can buy people for a 10-cent candy bar. And my recruiter. So look, you can.
So show me. How does it go?
All right, so you can. Here's a couple of ways
Season's
to use.
best.
I gave Taryn the prize.
100
right?
grand life tea
And
spend.
a stack of 5 or 6 of these
Got
and
it.
start passing them around the room and say, you know what, I'm going to start these out with Chris, but if you are one of those that didn't win the prize, but you want to take a peek at some information, just go ahead and take one of those packets. Would you be willing to give a 40-cent cookbook to get a recruit? How much does a stamp cost? 49, 47 cents? You can't even send somebody anything for 40 cents. So I would much rather give this to anybody who will take it. Anybody. Okay? So if you don't feel comfortable like passing them around at your party, then you have a stack of them at checkout. And you put your hand on them. And you say, hey. Is it Roxanne? Oh, Rondi. Hey, Rondi, was there anything about Pampered Chef? Anything that piqued your interest? You love the kids? Would you want, if I gave you this information, could we look at it together? I'm telling you, people will take it. Now what's killer, if you're gonna do it, you don't just say, again, take this home and look at it. You open it up and you pretend that they've told you yes. And you say something like, oh my gosh, so here's a cookbook for you, Chris, that this would be great when you're doing parties, pick some recipes. And, well, the candy bar you can eat on the ride home and remember me. But look, which of the kids were you thinking about? Best choice ever. Most people pick that one. I don't care which one they pick. Best pick ever. Great. And do you have anything in that kit already? What do you have? Any of those products? Okay, so you're going to be getting so many products that are going to fill your kitchen. But if somebody said, oh, I've already got the, something. I got the manual food process. That's great because the second one you can either keep in your kitchen or, we could use that as an incentive or we could give it for a free Mother's Day gift. I don't even like my mom. I might give it to her. I don't even know. But you tell them that the product comes and that they can give it away for gifts, use it as incentive because that's an objection you have to beat. So I have 1 minute. I told you I was going to beat the objection about the time. So when I'm talking about the business, knowing that everybody's busy, I'm going to ask something like, so how many of you work full-time? Who are my full-time workers in the room? All right, so you know what? If your boss said to you, oh my gosh, could you work after 3 hours once a week? You can pick any night you want. I don't care when you do it. You just have to work 3 hours. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a $500 raise. And you know what? If you could do it maybe 6 times a month, I'm going to give you $1,000 and I'm going to give you and your husband a trip to Amelia Island. What would you full-time workers say with that?
Heck
Most
yeah.
full-time workers are doing that anyway, like, whoa, welcome to my world. I'm doing that and getting nothing for it. So I always say, when I worked my full-time job, that's what it was like. I worked 3 hours overtime and I got all kinds of rewards. So we want you guys, even if you work full-time, it can work into any schedule. How many of you worked part-time? Most part-time work is 20 hours a week. Our part-time opportunity is 3 to 4 hours a week in your part-time. And how many of you are on Facebook anyway? Okay, everybody's on Facebook. You could be a virtual consultant. You could be selling on Facebook and I can teach you how to do that. Can't, but I could try. But I'm going to show you. So all kinds of options, because we know today that people aren't getting in with the big career in mind. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that they could do it. And one of the most things I have to tell you, Denise, about the business is it's so fun. I mean, cooking is like crazy popular. There's all kinds of cooking channels and people are cooking all the time. My kids are getting, all kinds of boxes in the mail, plated, green apron, blue apron, brown apron, I don't know, bark box, birch box, they're getting everything. And people are interested mostly in cooking. Look on Pinterest. What's on Pinterest? What's on Facebook? You got to tell them why we're the name of the game right now. Cooking is hot, right? So anyway, my time is up. I hope I gave you some ideas on how to change your recruiting. Well, there's lots where that came from. Wait till tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm going to share with you my customer folder that has some recruiting pieces in it. I don't want to pass it on to take away from the next speakers that are coming up, but this will explain a lot about... Okay, the hell with it. That'll explain a lot about, how do I get the bookings by using recipes and things. So anyway, I want to thank you for putting up with me. I'll see you soon.